The following document is a proposal for a film that I have an outline and a well-developed concept for. The film is a comedy piece made to showcase the relationship and banter between two brothers who are left home alone while their father has gone off to the shops. Having grown up with an older brother, and I know what it's like to essentially be left under their care while your parents go off to do their own thing, whether it's shopping or going to see a family member, anything like that, it's a hell that cannot be explained, nor understood unless experienced. And that is what I want to do with this short film. The film does not have a deep message behind it. It's nothing like something with family ties or the true meaning of familial love or anything else like that. The film is just here to showcase the relationship between two brothers who easily irritate each other and just know how to do it perfectly. If we're going to go from start to finish, the film opens with John, played by one of my friends, Dean Rooney, playing video games while his brother Sam, played by another close friend of mine, Klaus Patton, walks into the room and asks where their father is. John tells him that he's gone off to the shops and to leave him alone. But before he leaves, John asks him to get a drink. Sam says no, and John says, go on, I'll time you, which Sam promptly tells him no. The scene cuts to Sam opening the cupboard to get food. He finds Pringles and devours them, and he puts the empty can back in the press. John comes out and opens the same press, and when he opens the can of Pringles, he sees that they're empty. He sighs and puts them back in, and the scene cuts to another scene with Sam in the bathroom. John learns that he's in there, and he turns off the light switch while he's still in there, causing him to yell out at his brother, telling him to switch the light back on. John just laughs and walks off at his brother. The scene then cuts to John on the couch playing the same game again. Sam walks in and he asks to play. John says of course. He passes Sam the controller. When he tries using it, he learns it's broken. After this, they both bicker, and their father comes home. Sam goes to basically tattling on his brother, but he gets punched in the arm. Their father walks in and he asks what's happening, and Sam says that he got punched for wanting to play the game. John yells at him before their father tells him to both cop on and grow up. He tells John to give him the controller and leaves. When the dust settles and they're both calmed down, their father sits down with some food and gets comfy. He notices he doesn't have anything to drink though, and he just groans. He looks at Sam and he asks him to get him a drink. He says no. His father asks him again, and he's met with another no. And he tells Sam he'll time him if he goes to get another drink. And the film ends. The genre of this piece is a comedy. There's no other real way to describe what it is and how I came up to that conclusion, really. It's a comedy through and through. I have another idea for a movie. It's a horror concept, and I would have liked to give it a try. That was my original concept. But in the end, it didn't really interest me, really. I was just more so bored with it. And with the idea of doing a horror, I just wanted to do a comedy instead. I wanted to do something more lighthearted. I haven't attempted a comedy before, so I thought I should at least give an attempt to the best of my ability. If we're talking about the genres, I'd like to talk about the characters in this movie as well. The two leads are John and Sam. John is the eldest brother and is usually the one in charge, and therefore is a little bit of a bully to his little brother. He orders him around, messes with him, doesn't let him have a turn with the games console, etc. Basically everything that an older brother does, at least in my experience, that's what he does. Then we have Sam. He's the younger brother and is more so forced to put up with the torments from his older brother and just endure it. He gets his own little backs here and there by eating his food, or by leaving the empty containers in the press, or by tattling on him to his marda for not getting his way. If we're going to talk about the target audience for this film, it's more so people that have an older brother or an older sibling who can relate to everything that goes on in the movie. I know and remember being in both positions in my life, being the little brother to my own brother, and then having to act as like a big brother figure to some of the young relatives in my family that are 10 years younger than me. So I know what that's like. And I'd see them regularly, so I know how to interact with them in them regards. But if we're talking about the audience again, I want them to have a connection to every project that I do make. I want them to be able to relate to the piece in some shape or form. Because anyone who has a younger brother or cousin or sister, or worse, both at the same time, growing up, knows what it's like and how annoying it can be for everybody involved. So I just want to be able to convey that and at least allow the audience to enjoy themselves and maybe remember how they may have acted with their own siblings. I am making the film in my own residence, so I'll have my own equipment, my own camera, and I'll be doing it with friends who will play the three main characters in the piece. With the limited resource that I do have at my disposal, I need to work with what I have though. And my own personal camera, is a Sony camera. It's broken. It needs a brand new lens, and I don't have the funds for it right now. So what I'm going to be using instead is my phone, which is a Samsung S24. The camera is high quality. It can shoot in 4K, so it should come up to par and do a decent job at recording the short film. I would have, like I said, I would have chosen my camera, but it is just really, it's broken at the moment, so I cannot use it. The shooting location is in my mother's home, in which I pay rent, so I don't really need a formal permission or any signing forms to be put in. When it comes to sound, I do believe that the microphone on my phone is good enough for the job. I also just at the moment can't afford to rent out a boom mic or anything like that. It's just not my funds. There's not really much of an echo in the home due to being well insulated. The only spot that I can think of that would have an echo will be the bathroom. When we're going into specifics of the production material that I do have the script for the film, and that's it. I know this house like the back of my hand, and I know how I want to shoot this film and in the visual style that I'm going for, so I would like to do a shot list and storyboards, but I already know in my head how I want this to look and how I'm going to execute it. And then finally, the special effect in the film will be transition shots from the beginning and at the end. The first ones at the beginning will transition the text into the shot and will then lead into the opening shot, which will then transition into my friend playing the game, which is the first shot of the film. The next special effects will be the transitions from the end to the credits. The transition shot will be from my friend expressing his disdain for what his dad just said to him, and then that'll lead into the credits and everyone that took part in the development of this film.